Equinor's Morro Bay wind energy project, secured in December 2022, includes plans for a large pier and support facility in Port San Luis Avila Beach. Although these developments aim to support sustainable wind turbine construction, they raise concerns about their visual impact and potential effect on tourism. Balancing renewable energy goals with preserving the natural appeal of Avila is crucial for green energy development.
We're now at the Cliffs Hotel. Thank you for putting us here. You will see those things from the Cliffs Hotel. You will see them from Pismo Beach. Make no mistake about this. This will fundamentally transform Avila and Port San Luis Obispo. People do not understand you are going to go from a tourist town, the beauty of it, to an industrial port. It is acres and acres of steel and concrete, huge cranes.
It's like Oakland.
In Oakland, exactly. How many people go to San Pedro, to Oakland, and Alameda to vacation?
Think about here on Senate Bill 286 is it does have a significant flaw, even if there's a consolidated process. For instance, anytime there's a lease, there's supposed to be $1 million a year going for the fishing industry, and a one-time $1 million payment on top of that at the beginning. And it talks about funds from the wind energy industry that will go to cities and counties and tribes, but it does not tie that to the cities or communities where the actual impact happens. And so I would encourage everybody who's concerned about this to write Senator McGuire and to have his proposed Public Resources Code 34502 amended so that there is a tie of that money to the local communities. What the other flaw here is that the money that's generated goes into a fund that the legislature will control. So they could put the money into Kern County.
Based on the prior studies involving the power plant and other things, it will have a major effect, and that's been documented by PG&E's own consultants and others, and the State Lands Commission has been very concerned. But I think that's why we need, our local government to stand up here, have a hearing, bring attention to this, and focus all these things that we're talking about on the state. And essentially that's Don Ortiz-Legg's job as the county supervisor for this area, and she needs to put it on the agenda, and we need to get everybody to testify, because individuals alone are not going to impact these things, and we need a forceful presence in Sacramento that's coordinated and funded by the county itself, which is the proper jurisdiction. And San Luis Obispo County, is up to over $800 million a year budget, so it can bring some force to this, and all of these things, be it marine life, real estate values, everything needs to be put into this and surfaced in a coordinated way. Supervisor Gibson, by the way, is the county's representative on the California State Association of Counties, CSAC, and he's the number one vice president and scheduled to become the president next year. So he would have a strong voice, and he was totally in opposition to retaining Diablo back before 2016. So he knows well the problems of this kind of thing on our neighborhood.
I would like everyone to be reminded that if you go to other countries, wind energy is not a new thing. Okay, you mentioned, the nice windmills from Holland, but I need to take you in other places in the North Sea and along the coast where this technology and offshore wind exist. in other countries. And in fact, I'll submit to you that you're not going to see many aspects of these offshore windmill components, will come from other countries because that's where the technology comes from. So I wanted to, bring that to the conversation. And then lastly, when looking at impacts, one thing that, and it would be heavy lifting, but it probably has the possibility of being somehow mitigated. But if you do look in Avila, then the density of workers, you have the Diablo Canyon employees assuming renewal of the licensing, and even if the license is not renewed, you still have to have many years of operation. But you supplement to that, the workers at the port, that little road in going to Avila is a bit of a challenge. So when we talk about needs for improvement of infrastructures, that by itself would be an issue. And I know that actually as part of the various permit requirements, for example, for Diablo, there's the emergency routes that has always been, of a consideration. If you need to get out of Avila in a hurry, how you're going to do that.
When we talk about all these regulatory agencies and such that have a say in what goes on, certainly the human impact, that in the name of this energy, in the name of this fast track, there's going to be overriding considerations. And when government overrides nature, something's impacted. Every little detail is impacted. And without the public process, without the time that it takes, Diablo Canyon was on a drawing board in the 60s, wasn't built till the 70s. So this rush to have in just 6 years, it's too fast. It is too fast. I know that some people might think it's too slow, but it's the vast amount of land that's affected, onshore and off, it's going too fast.